I've given it a lot of thought.
You don't want a wife who's cheating on you. So let's sell this house and live in a new one together.
What are you talking about?
I've already talked to the real estate agent, so there's nothing to worry about.
Mother.
I don't need you to call me mother.
I'll sell this house and you get out.
Okay, I understand. Then I'll leave.
My name is Nina, a housewife I've been married to my husband Ken for 2 years now, and we get along pretty well. But my relationship with my mother, not good. My mother-in-law divorced her husband when she was a child and raised him as a single mother. Maybe it's because she gave him the special care as a single mother. She loves him very much. Since we got married, my mother-in-law has not been nice to me. Then, when my husband decided to go business trip overseas, for some reason my mother-in-law can't live with us. Since then, she suspects me every tea home from work.
Are you working this late?
Yes, I usually come home around this.
I home by 7, 0 or 8, 0 every night. Don't know if that's really late.
Are you that busy?
I always come home around this time.
I not that busy.
I don't know.
My mother-in-law is giving me a disapproving look.
Is there a problem?
You're having an affair.
I don't see how I could be having an issue with my account.
How could I do that when I just day in and day out?
I wonder. My son is overseas right now. It's a chance for you to do whatever you want. I thought you may be playing with, of people.
No,
I was at a loss for words. Then my mother-in-law looked at me with even greater suspicion.
You see, you can't say anything now. I knew it. I feel such a pity for my...
I can't answer immediately when I'm of something that is not even true. I've told you from the beginning that I cheated on my husband, but you didn't believe me. Of course, I am upset. Why do you think I'm having an affair? I would like to know the reason.
It's simple.
Because you come home late every day.
What else?
That's it. Yes.
Are you kidding me? That's the only you're accusing me of cheating on my...
And even though it's late, he's home 8, 0. Mother, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
You're trying to run away.
I locked myself in my room, put in earplugs, and went to sleep.
And the next day, my mother-in-law came to our house. How long is she going to stay here? Well, she doesn't bother me except me of cheating. I work during the day, and she's been cleaning my room. It's not like I want to kick her out. I wasn't sure what my mother-in-law did at our house when my husband was there. I feel like I was being monitored when I was with him, but now I'm finally free from that. I was glad to be away from my mother-in-law, even though it was a business trip. I thought that this would be the end of my mother-in-law's stay at our house. However, she had an even crazier idea.
I will take care of the house. I'm thinking of moving in here.
Have you told Ken about this?
There's no need to tell him. He would be happy to live with me again.
No, that's not possible.
My husband hasn't returned to his mother's house since he started working. He was actually happy to finally get away from his over-involved mother.
Let's discuss such a matter properly.
That won't be necessary. I'm staying here anyway.
I couldn't force my mother-in-law out of the house, so I went on a business trip when I told my husband, he was very to his mother moving in with us as expected. We decided to discuss it when he returned home. A week later, my business trip I couldn't bring myself to go home. So I stayed at a hotel for 3 days. My husband returned home. After 3 days, I returned home to find my husband had already arrived. My mother-in-law continued to insist that we should have a traditional wedding ceremony.
Welcome home. Ken, I cooked your favorite food for you today.
Why are you here?
I've been thinking about it a lot. You don't want an unfaithful wife.
What are you talking about?
I've already talked to the realtor. There's nothing to worry about.
I see. I understand. Yes, please do. I am the owner of this house. I inherited this house from my father. You cannot sell it without my permission.
That's right, Mom. What are you thinking about?
That's not true. I had a real estate agent come here to appraise it.
That's because they think the house your name.
I made sure about the title.
My mother-in-law is so clueless. How ignorant can she be? How can my mother-in-law sell the land in my name without my permission? But my mother-in-law is adamant.
Of course not. Ken has the right to house too. You are being deceived by this woman. See, I've gathered the evidence for you should leave her, sell this house, and live in a new place with me.
My mother-in-law showed me her phone with a confident look on her face.
This is the proof.
My husband sighed deeply as he saw the screen.
Then I peeked at the screen from behind my husband's back. There I saw dozens of hidden photos. One of them shows me in a meeting W boss at a cafe, paying at the checkout counter at the U supermarket, greeting a neighbor on my way home. There are photos of me in various... How can you call this cheating?
Well, Mom, is this a hidden camera?
That's correct. I searched for evidence detective.
Look at her happy face. She was having affairs with all kinds of men.
My husband and I were mortified by
The pictures my mother-in-law took of me in contact with random people. There's no proof that I am having an affair. I just had a normal meeting with went shopping at the supermarket on my way home. Hello? I'm your neighbor. I don't even remember the cashier at the supermarket was a man.
Mom, get out.
And leave your keys.
Why?
This is not proof of an affair.
They're just pictures of everyday life.
No, they're not. That's how cheating works.
Just because you cheated doesn't mean everyone else does.
Why? Who told you that?
This came as a surprise. Mother, you were a cheater. That why you were so suspicious. 1. I finally came to understand.
No one told me. Dad never said anything bad about you either. If anything, it was your diary. You don't leave something like that out in the open where a child can reach it. You cheated with the owner of the K you used to go often with your boss. Dad forgave you when you cheated with your boss, but you didn't learn your lesson, so you cheated on the cafe owner again, which made him furious. Dad said that he'd take me in, but you didn't want to give me up because you wanted child support and benefits. I know all about it.
My mother-in-law's mouth was hanging open. She's just sitting there with her mom.
I'm so fed up with this whole thing. I owe you for raising me, so I've to you until now. But trying to sell this house without permission and suspecting Nina of having an affair, I really can't take it anymore. My only parent is my dad from now on. You're a total stranger from this day. That's right. Strangers need to get this house.
My husband mercilessly threw out my mother-in-law.
Wait a minute, Ken. If you abandon me, what shall I do in old age?
I don't know.
He closed the door and locked it, somewhat refreshed.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just
Bang! Bang! The door is being slammed with a 4 could break it down.
Hey, why don't we just sneak out the door and go out to eat?
Are you sure?
Sure. I haven't had steak in a while.
What is your favorite thing about working at Tesla?
We quietly slipped out of the house.
I'm really sorry about what happened.
No, well, it was a little heavy. but okay.
I didn't think she tried to sell them. Then we found out something we didn't know. My mother-in-law had been evicted from her rental apartment. The reason was that she was 6 months behind on her rent. My mother-in-law, who had lost her life, had to find some reason to move on. And in the end, she wanted to evict the house, and she's been pestering us at our since. But she couldn't get in because we had taken the key from her. My husband and I talked it over. So, house and got a new temporary place. Eventually, we plan to live in our again. 3 weeks later, my husband and I have settled into our new lives as I find my mother-in-law in my bedroom. She doesn't even notice it. I heard there was an old homeless to the neighborhood, so I went to the park on my way home, supermarket. As I expected, the homeless was my mother-in-law. She looked dirty and her hair all tattered. She had lost some weight, but there was no doubt in my mind that she was my mother-in-law. I don't feel sorry to see her but I'm going to keep this a secret, husband. I don't think anyone wants their parents to become homeless. Well, this is kind of expected, isn't it? She's been living selfishly and both everyone around for so long. I'd like to learn a lesson from what to my mother-owner now. What kind of nerve does she have to sell someone's property without permission? She's the kind of person who would her husband several times. I guess it was not a big deal for her. What she has become is precisely because of her own actions. I'm sorry to say that no one will help her. She deserved it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.